Hello everyone, and welcome to Silverlight Education. Today we're jumping right in to a really cool part of the BZYCT 133 course, where we learn how to decode the hidden biographies written in bone. It kind of makes you wonder, right? What story does your own skeleton tell? When you hear the word skeleton, the first thing you think of is probably something a little spooky, maybe from a Halloween movie. But the truth is, every single skeleton is less of a horror story and way more of a detailed biography. It's like a map that tells the entire story of an animal's life. And today, we're going to learn how to read it.
Okay, so before we can read this story, we've got to learn its language first. And that language starts with the fundamental structure that holds us all up, the endoskeleton. Whether we're talking about a frog, a rabbit, or even you and me, we're all built on this internal framework called an endoskeleton. Think about it. Unlike, say, an insect that has its armor on the outside, our support system is on the inside. It grows with us and basically provides the scaffolding for our entire body. Now, this endoskeleton is made of two key materials. You've got cartilage, which is soft and flexible, kind of like what's in your ear, and then you have bone, hard, rigid, and super strong, all thanks to calcium salts. But here's the crucial difference. Bone has blood vessels running through it, which keeps it alive and dynamic. Cartilage doesn't, and that little fact is fundamental to how our skeletons work.
To really get this, we're going to look at two main characters, the frog and the rabbit. One's an amphibian, living between water and land, and the other is a master of running around on the ground. Their skeletons are going to take us down two totally different evolutionary paths, and the very first chapter starts with the skull. You might think the skull is just a protective case for the brain, right? A bony box. But nope, it's so much more than that. It's like the animal's control center. It's a blueprint that tells us pretty much everything: what it ate, how it sensed the world around it, and exactly how it survived. And wow, when you put their skulls side by side, the differences are just stunning. The frog's skull is broad and flat. It's perfectly designed to absorb the shock of landing after a big jump. The rabbit's, on the other hand, is this elongated, complex machine built for the constant grinding and chewing of tough plants. But here is the absolute game changer. The rabbit has a true palate. This is a brilliant piece of engineering. It separates the nasal passage from the mouth, which means it can breathe and chew at the same time. For a mammal that's eating all day, this is a massive advantage. It can process food efficiently without ever having to stop for air. All right, let's move on from the head and go down to the body's main pillar, the vertebral column. This is where the story of their different lifestyles really continues. We're about to see how each animal is engineered for its own special kind of movement. The numbers alone tell a huge part of the story. Get this. A frog has just 9 vertebrae. 9. It creates this short, rigid trunk. A rabbit? We're talking around 45 vertebrae, all divided up into 5 distinct regions. I mean, that one fact right there is a massive clue about how they move. And this really explains the why. The frog's vertebrae are what we call procoelous. They interlock, kind of like a ball and socket, creating this super strong, rigid structure that's perfect for absorbing the shock of a landing. The rabbit's vertebrae are acoelous. They're flat on both ends with a little disc in between. This allows for the incredible flexibility it needs for sprinting and dodging. It's stability versus flexibility written right there in the bone. Now let's look at the limbs. This is so cool. In the frog, the bones in its forearm and lower leg are literally fused together. Why would that be? Well, it's not about rotation. It's all about creating one single, incredibly strong lever for that powerful, explosive push-off when it jumps. The rabbit, on the other hand, a completely different story. It keeps those bones separate. A runner needs subtlety. It needs the ability to make small rotations in the wrist and ankle. That's what gives it the agility for high-speed sprinting. It's a completely different toolkit for a completely different job. So let's piece all these clues together, shall we? We've looked at the skull, the spine, and the limbs. And when you combine all that information, you don't just see two different animals. You see two complete, detailed life stories unfolding. So on one side, you have the frog, a master jumper. Its entire skeleton is optimized for a single, powerful leap and a safe, sturdy landing. And on the other, you have the rabbit, a brilliant runner. Its skeleton is a marvel of flexibility, endurance, and speed. Every single bone, every joint is like a word in their unique story. And this, really, is the biggest takeaway of all.
A skeleton is never just a pile of bones. It's a detailed blueprint. By learning how to read it, we can actually reconstruct an animal's entire life, where it lived, how it moved, and the strategies it used to survive in its environment.
Which, brings us to a really fascinating final thought. Our own skeletons are also the product of millions of years of evolution. They tell the story of our ancestors standing upright, of learning to walk long distances, of freeing up our hands to use tools. So, what stories are captured in your bones?
It's pretty amazing to think about, isn't it? The story of our entire species is written in the very framework that holds us up. Thanks so much for joining us. We will meet you in the next lecture.